They're best of fives all throughout this round of 8. Spawning here in the bottom right, we have the Red Terran player, currently in the BaseTradeTV house. Hype to the Chinese player time.
Whoop. In the top left is the Blue Terran. He is TY.
All right, let's take a look at the map. First thing I'm really curious about is it's not symmetrical. Watchtower over here is guarded by a bunch of rocks. This one is not.
And on the other side,
One's also destructible rocks and the other's not. Interesting. So this is kind of cool because this gives you priority on this base if you're expanding here, because the watchtower control will help you defend said base. That's kind of cool at a glance. This tower, I'm not sure. I guess you can walk to, but there's a lot of gas, so it'll be a fight for the watchtower.
oh my god.
I see where they were going with this. I just don't know that it's practical.
Yeah, right? Well, I also, I feel like I've seen a trend in the last map
Lord.
tournament too.
Sorry, did you see the natural? I just saw the natural.
I'm looking. I'm watching your camera.
Yeah, sorry, throw up a bit in my mouth looking at this wall off that's got destructible rocks on it too.
So I don't remember what map this was, but you could wall. I actually would wall off to a destructible rock, and then sometimes Zerg would bait down the rocks, and I would be screwed. So ideally, you don't want to do that. But I was gonna say that middle part is also seemed to be like something that sometimes these map makers will put in, right? And I'm just like, this is the first time we've seen something like that.
This is
the
cool.
maze thing going on.
Joe.
Yeah, this is really cool.
What is this?
Know about
This is so cool looking.
it's a fusion core.
I would love
That would sound like a thing it is, right?
I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not viable, but
Okay.
let's check real quick. Was this Reaper ramps here on the side too, which is kind of neat. I don't feel like this would be too abusable. Well, so I don't actually think this looks too abusable at a glance, right?
I don't think you can get from that area to the left side, which is the most important thing.
Yeah. It's up here, through here, but you can't go from here to here, I believe. That's definitely a gap in between.
And that makes it somewhat better. I mean, you're still gonna have to be careful if they go for multiple Reapers, if they're going left or right. But it should be such a big map it's limited space. It still wouldn't be worth it.
One of the things I'm really worried about is all of this extra space in the main. This might need to be shaved off a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like one supply depot would not cover all of that. You definitely need 2 supply depots, but it's not the worst thing in the world to really. And in a way, I mean, maybe if you put all your barracks off to the bottom side, like you won't even be doom dropped.
Maybe
that'll just be a new fighting point.
I will say, I really hope that this matchup goes to Marine Tank every single time, because one of the big things we were looking for when it came to picking matchups is, for the mirror matchups, things like tanks and positioning. I don't really care much who wins the TvT per se, but I am really curious to see who uses positioning better and what gets developed as unbreakable spots. Like, for example, if you put a tank here, would it reach the mineral line here? Obviously it won't at a glance, but I'm saying there could be things on the map where those weren't taken into consideration, and suddenly you have these overgrowth problems all over again.
Man,
also
going over a storm. Okay,
no, it's going over a planet. Yo, this thing is moving. We're on a moving space station. This is so sick. That's like a planet.
At first I thought that
us.
was kind of like being on a storm. The textures are kind of messed up, I guess, but it is cool.
Yeah, look at the shadows over the rock. That is so cool. Oh yeah, here's the thrusters. Okay, so that's the power core. We're on a giant spaceship. Whoa, this is so cool.
It's a battlecruiser. I wasn't wrong. That is the fusion core.
Well, I don't know if it's actually a battlecruiser.
Dude, it's a battlecruiser.
This map just got 5 extra cool points. All right, well, I got a couple of cyclones walking down the middle of the map, and there's no chance to really wall this off. This is gonna be a mess, but that could be a good thing. It could be a bad thing. We'll see. The 2 cyclones, of course, are gonna get hit by the Widowmine. Do those cyclones look extra blue to you, by the way, or is that just me? They look beautiful. They look beautiful.
They look beautiful. Got it. Yeah. So that was a really nice prediction. Scan. Yeah, turret's gonna hold on for now, but of course it's gonna go away, and then you're not left with very much else. Marines are pulled from the main. I guess they were waiting for the drop that is now just paired up with the attack. He's got to protect that cyclone. Time doesn't have quite enough to hold on.
Yeah, that master repair.
Chilling away.
He was
Looks
so
like
close.
It'll be just enough.
If you get okay, he does pick off one of them. So that's going to make this significantly more manageable. But this was some lost mining. It was 3 SCVs going down. That wasn't super clean for time, but he does hold on.
Yeah. It was necessary. He would have been in a lot of trouble had he not mass repaired that Cyclone. Not too small of a map, right? So TY is rallying, but it's taking so long, especially because there is no middle of the map to go directly from point A to point B.
Ah, you know what? That's actually a really good point, because it occurs to me now, like, let's say you knock down these destructible rocks. Suddenly, you have to actually go through the edge of the map on both sides to move your army. There is no middle path.
I imagine that Zerg players will want to actually use their lings early on, because they usually don't do anything else, right? But there's really been a time that they're useful when it comes to breaking down rocks. They'll probably want to break down these ones, unless they want to be aggressive themselves. But it wouldn't be a bad use of your time to try and break them down if you're playing the defensive game, and then you only have to worry about drops. I mean, that's still a valid concern, because there are a lot of droppable spots. We're talking about the main, right? But it is something that you would maybe not have to worry about a frontal push.
Ooh, this positioning is actually going to cost them a couple SCVs. Not bad, though. Only 4 go down. But this comes down to, this is what I like. We get to see with the siege chain. This actually reaches just the edge of the mineral line. So this is actually like perfect distance.
Nice.
But this could secure you a drop. Like, as we can see here, time, yeah, he can't walk to the ledge.
Yeah. And if you build a missile turret back there, it also would be, you know, just torn away. And you could also continue the drop, right? And TY would be the first guy to do that.
He can't build here. This is restricted.
No, the tile inside that is not restricted. Just tile outside of it.
Calm down, Rifkin. Calm down. I gotta tell you, I think not so much for TvTs, because you're gonna have scans and stuff, but for like TVZs and specifically like the longer games, maybe the mech games, this could actually be such a cool freaking map, just based on the way you expand.
I want someone to put a supply depot in the little corridor hallway thing.
Oh, no. Just like block it off. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is it's a pretty interesting map. This is so far my favorite.
Yeah, you know what? I get a grade 2 zombie group, and you're my favorite.
Down,
you're my favorite person I work with.
Is a ship flying over.
Yeah, actually,
a planet.
Without a doubt in my mind, I give this map a 10 out of 10 on cool points. Whether it's a good or bad map, that's up to the decision of like watching multiple games on it. But cool points to say the least to kick it off. Now, this is going to be a little bit interesting. He might catch TY in a bit of a pincer, because TY doesn't know that those Marines were loaded up here. He just thinks the army's over here. There's a scan, though.
Doesn't want that auto turret killing one of his tanks, so he's got to protect the backside a little bit. The tanks are at siege, so he's looking for a snipe on something, but actually Time had his units in quite good position.
I quite like that these siege tanks aren't sieged, actually. Normally it'd be bad if there's pushing in, but this gives him time to mobilize. And right now, there is a drop coming that he may need to move for.
I'm questioning it, you know? Like, it's an interesting take on TvT.
This is going to be
Combat
interesting.
shield's finished.
Auto turrets coming from behind
nice.
to pick off some of the tanks. The tanks in the front line should be able to push through. Medevacs can always drop them in the dead zone if they need to, but Time actually takes an excellent fight. Problem is, though, he doesn't have much at home, and this drop hits with 2 medevacs. He's rushing back with his defenses, but the tank's out of position. Pick it up! There we go. Nice.
Yeah, this was nice. Because he was able to hold on to that main base, and even the third here is going to be held on to with the Raven coming back. So that did end up just being it should have been a favorable fight. TY's macro still carrying him. Plus, he's still on 2 bases where Time is taking a little bit of time to try and get to a third. So TY still has the army supply lead and is really trying to make something happen. He actually takes a lot of shots with the Marines that were dropped, so the tanks were firing on the main push at the beginning.
Time's going to have better tanks through this if he can hold on to the Marine fight, but it doesn't look like he's doing so hot initially. His tanks aren't set up, but he is going to take out the tank now of TY. There's so many Marines. Oh,
yeah, there's a lot of medevacs.
Yeah.
I can't see what's going on. 2 tanks survive, and with the reinforcements, it looks like it might just be okay, especially with any type of micro on the tanks. Oh, God.
This is pretty sick, actually. I like this. This is like watching an innovation. Like, this is crazy cool.
This is cool. And again, I have to emphasize that TY is on 2 bases still, so he's really trying to make this work, rallying to the middle of the map in a not very small map, and it isn't quite working.
Well, this is where it gets really awkward and important, because you're right, like, TY is a base behind, so he has to actually kill Time's third to make this even up. But he does take a massive army supply lead. And granted, it's kind of like all in, so right now it's fine, but if he doesn't actually do more with this, it's not a good thing to have.
His +1 armor is also going to finish a lot faster. I like this Liberator too. He still has a chance to break Time somewhere, But I love that time got Vikings, where you realizing that's a possibility, or just realizing how many Medivacs there were.
That's where you take your watch off and throw it against the wall, right?
No, you. There's only a single tank here, and once times the Marines die, it's gonna be gone. You know, so he's trying to hold on to it for as long as possible.
It's such an awkward hold on too, because it's such a low DPS fight. These last two engagements, both players have had like 6 Marines apiece. Like, it's not been that dire of damage, not bursty or anything.
Oh, the Marines or the STDs. Oh, repairing!
Oh, they're not repairing!
Ow!
The Liberator gets put on the front line too. That could have rooted the tanks, but there's no more tanks to uproot, which kind of sucks.
Oh, he really wants to save his third. I mean, he can't retreat from it now anyway, so it's important that he does.
This time lifting is... No, it's just long distance mining. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, but now that he's trying to save his third, he's not saving his natural. And you don't save your natural.
Just as bad as losing the third.
The tanks are a little left unguarded, but they're just not enough for time. The Vikings end up helping out, and TY breaks them.
Credit where it's due, though. That was not a bad game at a time.
No, that wasn't. It was just an amazing game for TY and barely make it work. You really felt like macro versus micro.
That's actually exactly what I was thinking.
Well, funnily enough, it was TY who was like the one all-inning, right? So he wasn't macroing, he just had really, really good macro.
Well, time. Oops. Next map. Of course, all the maps are going to be selected from the awkward map pool that nobody's used to. You guys can type !! brackets, and they're actually all listed there as well. Each of the maps for each of the rounds.
Right.
He might not have those, so I'll just copy paste them real quick.
I'm gonna guess they have the map tournament test because they're gonna be like, you know, that sounds good. Let's choose that map.
Well, you see that, but that's literally what Thermal did for like 9 maps too. Like not even 1 or 2. All right, let's get these guys invited. Let's get you in here, and of course, he's chosen Acolyte for the second map.
All right. Oh, it's dark. Ooh, it's gloomy. Ooh, that gives me flashbacks to that nightmare.
Let's put that
the aesthetics are all these maps are pretty good.
All right, give you hosts.
Really?
I will say the process to choose the maps too is a little bit sped up. I really hope that it wasn't, in doing so, didn't cut out any of like the really good maps there were, but yeah, this was a really awkward time constraint where I don't believe Blizzard was aware IEM was going to be 2 weeks long. So the requirements to get this done in time was not just pressure on us, but also on the map makers and Team Liquid for voting on it.
Yeah. The weekend starting next week is a bummer.
Well, first person sweet, by the way. Thank you for the 30-month resub. Sorry we missed that earlier. And Exizer Wish for 21 months says, why am I up? Because StarCraft 2. Enough said.
Oh, the gas geysers.
Whoa, yeah, those stand out immediately. All right, well, we'll take a little bit of an exploration around the map in a moment. It is the best of 5, and in game number 2, spawning to the lower left side of this brand new map, it's the Chinese Terran player Time.
In the top right, as the blue Terran, it is TY. This was much more purple in the map preview.
Okay.
It's not purple anymore.
So I immediately went over here. I'm like, great, 2 entrances to the main. How fucking stupid. Well, one leads to an in-base expansion, so you're actually okay, I guess. This makes me uncomfortable against drops. Like, I'm looking at the fact that you can still, there's like actually a lot of ledge to the south of where your production is going to be as a Terran player, okay? Yeah.
Right? But even as a Zerg player, you know, your hatcheries are going to be far away from this type of drop place.
Well,
and then that, like, access to the natural and the third.
Well, so here's my thoughts on this, right? Like, you look at the design of the layout, actually, it's not quite so easy to access this base, although it looks horrible at a glance because there's like 4 entrances. If you can actually secure 4 bases, I feel like this base that you'll be defending as your forwardmost base will cover that drop problem. You'll have this third one off on the left side, your natural down here. This actually might not be such a bad map for macro, but I think this is definitely going to be horrible if you want to play greedy on.
It's like, it's deceiving, I feel, which, you know, I'm not going to say it's bad or good yet, but it is deceiving where it's like, well, Yeah, I guess where you look at it, it can be a 4-base situation, especially because it's kind of in that nice like pyramid as the 4 bases go. Not pyramid, diamond shape rather. There we go.
Illuminati.
Yeah, right. Uh,
Oh, it's gold in the middle too.
but it's such a condensed area with that a surprising
Oh.
amount of like dead space too that it's like it's actually gonna be, I feel, an aggressive map, and there's so much open space as far as the rest of the map goes.
I cannot wait for Bly to play on this map. You've got a gold base you can take that's fairly close to your opponents. Proxies here could be disgusting. This little ledge, I wonder if you can drop on. We've actually, I'm having MMA days here, but looks like there's that little bit of a ledge Reapers can hop up and down on. I will say, I do like, because we were doing a quick map preview for those who weren't here at the very start of the stream, and a lot of the maps did not look like they had easy to take thirds. I like this one because the third doesn't seem impossible to reach out for. And in fact, we may see this treated like Proxima Station, where you've got Zerg taking their natural base out here. Or Underground,
Yeah,
excuse
maybe.
me, wrong map.
Yeah. What? Also Proxima.
Oh, also, you're right. So double wrong map. I should have just doubled down instead of whatever.
Well,
hello,
you're right
jellyfish.
either which way. Jokes. Anyways, whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of aesthetics because this was designed by Avex.
Oh, was this an AVAX original? Nice.
Yeah, I hope they like Acolyte or worked hard on those decorations. His words in chat.
The tile set looks like garbage.
Yeah, I liked the purple more than the tan, whatever we got going on here. The map preview looked very purple, and I was kind of on board, even though it was kind of gloomy.
Okay, why? I just want to clarify. I was going to be sarcastic, but you cutting me off there made it sound like I was being sincere. I don't think the tile set looks super garbage.
Oh. I was like, I don't think it's garbage, but
I-
like, whatever your opinion is, man.
I definitely think that the gray looks dulled, but that might not be such a bad thing because one of the things we saw with the Bizzle Reef was the super saturated, beautiful, bright backgrounds are actually harder to look at. And when we saw the GSL version, it was like way better because it was a bit duller. So, yeah, maybe it's not the flashiest, but it's not bad. Ah, the Reaper got riggedy wrecked though.
Yeah, I don't mind the... I'm like talking about the map preview being purple or not purple. The actual map itself isn't
So,
even...
unlike
It's
the
deceiving colors.
other map, by the way, we do have a central part of the map to walk down.
Do we?
Yeah, so if you don't break down these rocks, you still come down these ramps, so you can still go through the middle is my point.
Oh, it is middle, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's middle leading to a ramp. and then rocks. You know what, like... Okay, no, never mind. I'm not gonna get into it. We have a drop going in the way. I was gonna get into lore, but never mind. It looks like Time is completely expecting this. So the naturals have to look like this because if they don't, then Liberators can really do a good job of sieging them up. The farther away the minerals are from the ledges, the better it is against Liberators, basically. But it also makes it look really awkward against drops because there'll be so much room to drop and then micro. It's kind of a double-edged sword. Oh no.
I do wish though, and this is just personal bias here, I'm not saying that this is something you should implement. I do wish some maps that would do something where you have a third base that like is gold and really close, but it's really exposed to things like Liberators or Colossus or things with range that could abuse it, right? Something that you'd have to really play greedy to take advantage of. I think it would be a really cool theme for thirds. But I mean, this isn't bad either. Like you said, like there's spacing here so Liberators can't abuse this position no matter what race you're playing against, and there's some way to deal with them.
Yo, look at the fifth, the base off the Time's right, I guess. Or that base, too.
Here?
Yeah, okay, both. Like, so there's a bunch of, like,
Fauna?
flowers and stuff. What happens when you put a planetary on it? Or a command center?
I don't think that blocks. It's likely.
I
Just
know, I don't think it
aesthetics.
blocks, so I'm just imagining what the graphics will look like. Is it kind of like
Actually,
all
I'm
squished
more
and
interested
die, or...
in a hatchery when it's building its initial phase and it's like tiny and like
Ah, that's a good point, too.
thumping around. Well, we might get to see that. Again, we got a ZVZ coming up after this, guys. So we can take a look at some of the matchups there. I really don't mind actually having mirror matchups when we're exploring new maps because there is no... What?
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say there's no like imba fact. You're not like, oh, Protoss just like because it's a Protoss map. Like TvT, this map's gonna be abused by players, not by their race. So it's a good way to take a look at them, as we do have a lot of mixed matchups following this.
I think Terrans are they're the best at abusing these maps. That's I feel strong reason as to why Terrans have mostly been done well in Team Liquid map contests. But
Well,
if we have a TvT, just gonna be abusing each other.
You say that, but it was literally like every map contest was won by partying up until Nurchio won the one we ran last year.
Yeah, that's because his Blink Stalker micro was so on point. He didn't even actually like do regular builds as Protoss.
Yeah, he just all in with Blink Stalkers every game, always.
So anyway, I was wanting, while listening to your story, just because apparently this is a joint map, and that's cool and all, like, cool idea.
A joint?
But it was the author of Dasan Station that did the design, or the layout, rather, of the map. That's what I thought the sound you'd make.
Something, again, in my throat.
But this is, not Dasan Station. So, Time goes for an attack, but gets thwarted, and now TY is going to go for an attack. And does that reach the missile turret? It
and
does.
the geyser.
Well, yeah, the geyser.
Yeah, Enik actually has to make a really good map. He needs to make up for Dazzling Station. Not...
That's rude. This is bad. This is bad luck, man. Like, the gas guys are going down is one thing, but you can kind of live with it. The fact that the supply depots and the missile also went down is like really scary. If there wasn't the other missile turret, the drop would have been way too easy for TY to do.
Well, Time, I think, has the tools to break this. He's got several auto turrets in that Raven. It's got a lot of energy.
He's got to do it right, and that's going to be difficult to do. Getting around to the tanks might be difficult. TY picks up. You didn't see their army?
He didn't see it coming, so auto turret's going to pave the way for the Marines. Full concave comes in. He's going to go through with the drop towards the main. Well, he does this, though. It does cost him all of his tanks.
And there's enough reinforcements, maybe? Yeah, there is. To take care of it.
And he should be able to catch the medevacs on the way out, too, if he's close.
Not a lot of dead space back here. So they are going to be caught.
Nicely done at a time.
Dropping the natural, though. I think he dropped on top of the tank that was still siege there, so very nice by TY.
Rip. He went from having an ironclad defense to 19 SCVs dead. That's crazy.
Yeah. He wants to try and take it down the medevac, I guess, with that auto turret, but it doesn't really work out that way. Loses his +1 armor, so TY will once again have an armor lead in TY, man.
And the Raven goes down, too. This drop... Timed it so well defending a drop. He probably, you know what, honestly should have let that medevac go and then paid attention over here. But that's really unfortunate out of him, but excellent out of TY. I love, by the way, that TY got aggressive like that, too. He showed us what the tanks could do. That is the exact thing we were looking for.
Yeah. Well, that's why you get TY in particular, I think. Like, TvT should showcase all the abusable tank spots, so we will think about that later when we see other matchups. But TY especially is done those tricky builds and looks for those things to do.
Yeah, I do want to point out to people, by the way, if you haven't looked at the prize pools for these, like, it's $1,000 for the Korean tournament, $2,000 for the foreigner one. But the big thing is we split the prize pool up really evenly. And we wanted to do so to put less emphasis on winning. Like, winning is still good, obviously, more money, but more on like testing the features, and it's not gonna be so bad if you decide to be experimental. But TY, damn, that was a nice drag you drop out of those Marines. He's not gonna focus the command center, but takes out the depots instead. Now moves on to the main. This might just be a straight up base trade, though. Reactors in production getting camped back on the other side of the map. He doesn't have any tanks though.
Yeah. Well, TY took out his offensive tanks before he died. Okay, that's a bit of a mistake, but yeah, very important stuff here, because we're going to start talking about like individual units as they are forced to base trade. But it's going to be hard to base trade as a Terran on this map. There's actually no space for barracks or command centers.
Gray face, no space.
Another production issue. There's no space to lift your buildings to.
TY's upgrades aren't too bad, but unfortunately, it's not going to win him the fight. Getting choked through his own barracks. Yikes. Focusing on this command center, I don't know if Time realized he forgot to get the other one, though. That
would have been huge. It looks like Time might be able to save his command center and maybe even hold, like, better. 3 tanks are going to take away quite a few of these Marines.
Yeah, and what's left afterwards is 33 Marines at a time. So if he
TY is definitely lost.
If he boogies back home, he could definitely come back and defend. This tank even took forever to clean up. Pick up the SCVs and the medevac, in my opinion, and just book it out of the base. He's going to kill everything that's up here. TY taps out. Time ties it up 1-1.
Yeah. Just bought a little bit more time than TY in terms of his production.
I do need to say this, though. Time has been less than what I expected when we've been casting him. He's participated in the Alima Leagues and the BTSLs. He's been knocked out in, like, the first round. So for me, I was like, oh, this Chinese guy's, like, really whatever. But the fact that he's gone toe-to-toe with TY, and the fact that the first game wasn't even, like, that one-sided, I'm really impressed right now. I'm very happy. But it is going to be TY's map pick now. We're going to go to a small commercial break of just 2 minutes, so sit tight, folks, and we'll see you soon with more of the map test tournament when we return.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, we're back to hearing Zombie Grove kind of getting on about the map backgrounds. Yeah. This is actually a pretty nice background. Huangson's actually a map we did see before. This is an AVEX map. Well, it's not really, it's like an AVEX / Snoot map, really. It was Snoot's creation, and AVEX helped him create it, which was kind of a cool joint venture. But we had a whole tournament with this being the only map in the map pool, so we've seen it before. But like I said, some things got tidied up. We'll discuss that more in a moment. Spawning here in the upper right, he is going to be the Chinese Terran player, Time. Just tying up 1-1.
The bottom left is the Red Terran. He's TY.
All right, so one of the major problems on this map initially, well, okay, that's going to be disgusting, but I'm glad to see some testing. But I was going to say, there was back rocks here before, and it was awful. And the worst part is the rocks weren't even, like, placed correctly, so you couldn't even defend. Like, a Marine on this side of the rocks with high ground vision couldn't shoot Lings on the other side. It was broken. I'm glad to see those were removed. There were some issues with the particles in the middle of the map, and this making actually too much noise even. So I'm hoping that that was fixed and resolved, but we're likely not going to get a peek at it because this is multiple barracks being placed down in proxy.
Oh, you bastard. Beautiful bastard. Yeah, I mean, there's the Reaper hop-up spot, which is why I put him there. But there's a couple of different things that make Reapers good, I guess. If you have a lot of jump-up space, easily accessible multiple jump-up spaces, and I guess like a small map, so Reapers can, like, you know, if you don't proxy them, I guess they can actually get there pretty quick, then it's going to be good. So there's a decent amount of hop-up space. You can get to 2 different hop-up spaces pretty easy, because there's one to the north, or is there? That actually might not be a hop-up space.
I don't believe it was. That's what I was saying. Like, this whole area got removed by the looks of it.
Yeah, it just, it kind of looks that way, but
a drunk hobo moved in. They left all their shit on the ground.
Dude, that's the pandas shit, man.
I know.
Hobo?
It's a space drunk panda hobo.
It looks like maybe it was originally a hop-up space, but then they put floral on it. But the point is, so if that isn't the case, then we're kind of missing that other
it's real
aspect, which is like the multiple accessible.
What? When you're using
really
your
weird.
opponent's high ground against them, right?
Yeah,
He
right?
actually, this is huge. Time gets that first Reaper pick off. He loses his, which does totally suck. But this means that Hellions a little more viable. Like, it's a full surround on the Reaper! Oh, Time, you're so good!
Nice. So yeah, this is proxy too, by the way, so this is like really important that T actually does damage. But this is like, if there's only one hop-up spot, even if it's like a really wide hop-up spot, it still makes it a lot easier for the defender to do well against this, you know? Like, if TY wants to try and shock and surprise Time and be like, oh, I'm not over there, I'm over here, he's got to go around this little bend and then up towards the ramp, which isn't really that great.
Have you met my guns? Shock and awe.
Good one. So I can kind of see why TY did it. You know, it's a tempting little spot right there, and it's a very small map, so your proxies are like right up to your opponent. But it has not worked.
He's recovering though. I mean, the command center comes down on the other side of the map, and I don't know if Time's gonna have something that can win the game with a push. But to be truthful, a Cyclone and a Liberator is actually a significant amount of damage against a player who has no anti-air.
I do like that TY responded this way to failing, basically. And it's important that he does try and start his starport as soon as possible, because sure, he could get an economic boost and even like hold Time's natural off for a little bit longer if his like Reapers stay behind, for instance, and just kind of stuck around. But it's the tech that you fall behind on by proxying so many Reapers. So like if they went for a Banshee, your starport's only just finishing, you'd have trouble no matter what.
Water effects have absolutely been resolved. Now they just look beautiful and sparkly, and they're not loud and splashy. If he gets this SCV right now, this would be huge. Gotta go in time. Don't let him finish.
But will he actually stall it out forever?
Potentially. I mean, this is a pretty powerful attack. Let's not forget, there's a Liberator. Oh, it's been A-moved. You idiot! Move to the front lines!
Yeah, it probably should. I mean, it's got some time, I guess.
You know, he doesn't. He's actually lost out on that because the Cyclone's been damaged so badly. When this was a full health Cyclone and that Liberator sets up on the natural, his own Cyclone wins the Cyclone battle. Now he can't possibly win the Cyclone battle.
Well, that's true, but I'm still saying there's not a lot of anti-air. But a Viking now pops out, so you're right. The Deliberator just late. It sieges up on the main base, though, while the Viking was distracted. Everyone's distracted, so even SEV kills on both sides, but TY still comes out a little bit ahead.
Well, income graph says otherwise. There we go. Now that spike kicks in.
Yeah, hold. I mean, literally in the numbers. Banshee is on the way now for time, but he's known that he knows that TY has the tech to respond to it, so it isn't as devastating as it can be. He still has to, save scans though, because there's no engineering bay.
But that's the thing. He might not expect the Banshee to be on the way.
He should. Reaper's in there.
It hasn't got the tech lab ticking away till just now, so now he should absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he did so much damage to the Reapers. I guess if he didn't scout, then that's okay. But yeah, you should definitely scout if you have that opportunity.
This doesn't make a surprisingly even follow-up, but I would say time's ahead. TY's ahead. Not because of the SV count, but because he is on location mining already. Time's going to still have to flip that command center over. He drops the mule to do so. This Banshee really needs to do damage. This has to kill like 4 SCVs or so, like minimum.
Minimum, yeah. But a Banshee, even if it's automatically countered, can get like at least 2. So it can do its job. I believe in it.
A lot of these SCVs were pretty banged up from the Reapers too, so it might just do it. But the Viking already gets some shots on it.
It's Cloak is gonna finish in time to buy like a second, but he's got plenty of scans. So this is what I'm talking. Like it's immediately countered, but maybe it's look at like 2 SCVs. Nope, nothing. Wow, that's bad.
Wonderful denial out of TY.
Yeah, really good. And a lot of it had to do with the Viking catching it before it had Cloak. So TY's adding on a Raven now. The second follow-up Banshee's not gonna do anything at all, which time did end up getting.
Well,
I am like super lagging. Is it only me?
I think it's only you. There's maybe some funny double down mechanics, right? You're like, okay, I just killed this Banshee so hard. There's no way this dummy goes for another one. Not after how bad the first one went. So as his army does move out, he might not be expecting this. There's no turrets after all. There is going to be scan energy and a Raven, so I'm not too worried about it. But it is one of those things where he's looking to attack and might not be looking at home.
We had a couple of Marines based on the high ground there for the Reaper, denying a scout, so that was decent for time. And the Banshee does get into that natural without any defenses. Here comes the Raven and the Viking now, already getting 4 SCV kills. 6, 7.
8.
7. The last shot. Nice.
What was that, a Marina shot? I thought I killed 8 things. But okay, either way, yeah, that's a nice way to get that worker count evened up. But as we go back to the income graph, you can see it's been kind of bouncing around left and right. TY gets a little bit up behind when he pulls the SCVs, but they go back to mining. They're kind of on even resources now. I think the biggest thing to look at this point is tech and production, and even that's pretty damn close, with TY having a slight lead in his upgrades.
I'm getting this constant lag.
Is it Skype lag or in-game stuff?
It's in-game stutter. Like, it's definitely the game.
Is it?
Like, even like sometimes I'm moving around on my own.
That's what I was gonna say. Like maybe it's because you're on me, but okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe just restart your StarCraft after and hope for the best, I guess.
I'm gonna see if it continues in the next map.
Okay, science it up by all means.
If it doesn't, I'm gonna blame the map. Ha!
Well, would it be the map though if it was everyone else fine though?
I don't know. It could be like.
You would just be outing yourself as a witch by that logic.
Or like something's wrong with my computer, or I have a specific upgrade that I shouldn't have, or not upgrade, setting that I shouldn't have.
All right. Well, the push comes down the middle of the map. I will say, okay, first off, nice pick off on that Cyclone. A little bit costly though. Stim goes off and he picks off the Raven. That was a huge pickoff. That was gonna, with the auto turns, let him move into the base, but the tank's now out of position. Drops in towards the main. Marines are ready to intercept. Not quite enough of them, but a tank set up on the command center, and Time's in a pretty good defensive position.
Yeah, he's gonna get this Viking. Oh, almost. Okay, TY had this kind of rallied forward. He's gonna try and drop on top of the tank, but that opportunity's already been lost, so he's gonna have to retreat. At least protect his tanks. Time's gonna go for the push.
This has been a very similar break. He's actually killed TY in 3 games now doing this, but not necessarily won the game off of it. But this killed so much supply. TY just lost out. Look at almost half the supply, less than half the army supply now.
Yeah, he took a bad fight right there, but I do like that he target fired that one low tank, his last dying breath. He's going to be behind in upgrades. He just started behind in army. Time is looking quite good to win this game. And it's going to go for a Doom drop. Mix things up. I don't think he's the one that has to do that, but TY was going to try and still be aggressive, which is totally... It wouldn't have worked anyway, but I definitely going to backfire. as that drop comes in.
I like that this isn't really all in, though. He's actually got quite a good production setup at home. He's continuing to build more barracks. I mean, there's no third base on the way, certainly, but for time, like, this actually isn't that risky, all things considered. In fact, he's going to see this nothing in the main. He's going to get right on top of the tech labs. Oh, this is such a good position for his tanks.
Yep.
The TY's just going to GG!
Oh, wow.
Damn, son. Well, that's really well done out of time. Now leads 2-1 over TY, and it is worth noting that in this best of 5, there is going to be prize payouts for this. Like, players, I think, in 8th place are still going to get like $50, so everybody gets money just for playing today. So yay! But it's $50 for all 5th through 8th. It's 3rd and 4th place getting $150, and 1st and 2nd getting $300 and $200. So like we said, we tried to even out the prize pool for this and not make it super like weighted to the 1st place. But it's worth noting, well, we are going to the next series here, Ascension to Ire. Looks like Kelazor and Solar will be getting ready for their series on Crank's stream shortly. So I don't know what happened with Stats and Cloudy, but it is worth noting that Kelazor and Solar will be starting their series on Crank's stream shortly. So if you guys want to see that TVZ, go check it out while you can. I do love, though, that Time is holding his own. This actually makes me very happy. Because I've known Time's a good player. I've heard Time's a good player, but we haven't seen Time be a good player until today. And you have host. Because I'm scared of responsibility.
Okay.
Again, while we get into this next game, big thank you to the big folks at Blizzard for making this possible, sponsoring the tournament, giving the prize pool. They originally did only want one tournament, but I convinced them to split this into 2 so we could get some Koreans on one side and foreigners on the other and just see the different dynamics that they take each of these maps with. So I'm really glad that they were open and receptive to it.
Dope. I almost hit the go button.
Oh, Time just needs some water. You know what? I need some water too. Where's this water bottle? I got 2 of them with me. I'm a thirsty boy.
I have a beer can, apparently, because that's the only thing that could possibly be in a can, according to the Twitch chat.
A beer? Is
Start
this
the day
live?
off.
Is this a rebroadcast? Are these replays? Hello?
Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
As soon as they're ready to go, we'll hop into it. I'm just quickly glimpsing at the map, though. And this is a fairly big looking map. You know, whereas Huangshan, or however you pronounce it, it's a little bit smaller. This looks to be on the opposite side. A bit of a bigger map. Also, I'm not sure if we missed it, but Juliet4151, thank you for the 5-month resub. Glad to have you on board for another month. And again, big shout outs to OFU. The 8,500 bits for the cast today already makes me so super duper happy.
Yeah.
But okay, that's where I'm going to ask for feedback too, by the way. Since we've seen a couple of contributions, follows, and donations, how do you guys feel about the new in-game notifier? Is it okay? I actually think it looks a lot sleeker. I like it a lot better personally. But again, you guys, the fans, the viewers, are who I'm doing this for, not for me. So let me know if you have any strong opinions. If you guys just really don't care, then that's good too. As long as I'm not pissing you off, I think, at the end of the day.
No strong opinion. Wowzers time! So much for being a big map. Not big enough!
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a lot different off the preview. Well, it's still a pretty big map. Okay, we'll talk about this in a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, top left side of the map. He's looking for some revenge. He wants to show TY how it's done. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Chinese player time. Currently up 2-1 in the series.
In the bottom right is the blue Terran.
Are they both going to do it?
Whoa, wait. Yeah? Yeah, different versions, but yeah, same deal. It's TY!
This is hilarious.
Oh, that's so awkward. Oh, no, oh my god, they're both...
Oh, these SCVs are so awkward to bump into each other like this.
Technically can kind of look like the scouting SCV, but they're still kind of early for scouting.
Well, that is not going to go into the base to scout, so TY's going to have to know. This is so wonderful. I couldn't be happier for how stupid this is going to be.
Yeah, in like 20 seconds, they're both going to be like, wait a second, that SCV didn't go to the main base.
Pull the boys! Get them out of there!
I mean, there's a possibility they also think like, oh, I guess I missed the SCV looking at my ramp, and then it just left, because that's all you would have to scout, technically. So that's usually not how, you would do it.
What's funny is both players going Reapers, no one's gonna have Marines to shoot up. So in a worst case scenario, they just lift the buildings. I hope we don't have this game be a stalemate. Oh my god.
No, it's gonna. I mean, you don't see this too often, but I think we've seen at least once. The Reapers eventually fight each other, and it's like, you know, who catches the by surprise.
There is part of this too where somebody might go home before the other, and that could really change things up. Like saving a difference of like 1 or 2 SCVs can go a long way. But people are asking if the score is correct, and it absolutely is. Time does lead 2-1, folks. It's amazing and impressive. And
a lot to do with the skill, not any tricks to the map. So the 2 SCVs are going to come in here, and that's just already like super obvious if it wasn't before.
I love that they're going to help kill the depot.
This is kind of big though. Like,
actually,
if he gets supply block,
that is huge. There's a whole difference of a depot. That's a huge chunk of. Well, you know what? If he kills the SCVs, he helps free up the supply.
That's true. Maybe they don't need the supply.
No, but this is actually a big
deal.
deal.
Supply real quick.
So he's already supply blocked. This is huge. Almost. Well, killing the SCV helps. But anyways, 3 barracks versus 2, a depot versus none. This is really awkward, but I think, in all honesty, I give this the time.
The 3rd barracks actually really trips this up, because like there's no worry about being supply blocked anymore. TY's just losing too many SCVs, so that doesn't matter. Just like cancel this, cancel it, and take the money back. But he's gonna have more Reapers, right?
That could possibly be true, but the difference is if Time was able to mine a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of like questioning. That's why I was like, right?
Like the difference of production here might just be the matter of 1 Reaper, though. Like I really, honestly couldn't tell you. He's still mining. He's still dropping.
Yeah, it's real important that TY stops mining gas, and like specifically where Time is still mining gas, and you'll get the minerals. He can still build 1 or 2 more Reapers.
This is
TY just starts building Marines. I don't mind that at all.
Well, he's gonna need to eventually to kill the command center, right? Like
he's got no gas. Absolutely.
But also, you could float the command center to a stupid spot on this map and go for a draw.
Yes, this does have a spot where a command center can hide.
Well, especially if there's only Marines, which have like short as hell range in the first place. But he's not lifting his command center. Not a problem just yet because he can lift his barracks still. But this is all kinds of awkward. Supply blocked in a moment. These 2 extra Reapers coming out are going to be. This is huge, actually, that he tries to take the engagement away from the high ground. TY with the Marines could get some... Like, Marines actually have really good damage if they get to sit there and fight. The reason they lose the Reapers is because you kite them around. What are these
as long as
Chaos Emeralds? What the fuck? Go back to Sonic the Hedgehog. What is this one?
Time does have 2 more Reapers. So that is a pretty big deal. He should win the fight, all done correctly.
He also sees this awkward command center. If he's following it, but
throw the grenades at it.
If only that would work, right?
If only.
Yeah, I really don't know how to call this because the 2 Reapers should win the fight, but the 3 Marines are such an anomaly.
Up.
Okay, firing squad. I think Time's got it though. He takes a big snowball starting the fight. Oh my god! That's it. Time. BaseTradeTV house. All right, congratulations to Time, and we'll move on to the semifinals where he's guaranteed to fight against the Zerg player. That Zerg player is either going to be No Regret or Lenok. We'll find out after. But a 3-1 to Time. I think he might. Yes, stats beat Cloudy. Thank you, Tom KD, for the $2 top donation that blew my ears out. This is Ace Kate. Glad to have you on board. But yeah, that's really cool. So a 3-1 in the favor of Time. Not expected. Definitely. Time. No Regrets that Time literally just ran around the house. That's a huge victory, right? Like.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's feeling good about that victory. TY is a very good TvT player.
Yeah, people ask about the new notifier, what I'm talking about. It's not the out-of-game one. I might actually get rid of the out-of-game one because it doesn't place very well. But I'll go back in-game for a second where you guys can see, by the way, no, we're going to talk about Time running around the house. I'm going to run a test donation. You'll see what I'm talking about here. So watching the top right of the screen is where all the new subs and donation stuff should be going. Again, it's just meant to be a little bit cleaner and a little bit less like in the middle of nowhere. Oops, that would disappear because I clicked it too quick. But anyways, I hope that's Yeah, that's what I'm talking about with the new stuff, guys. Since it seemed like several were confused about what it was referring to. But I don't want to dilly-dally. We're going to try and get the vetoes going with No Regret and Leenox shortly. I believe Leenox is currently just in a game, so we may be waiting for a few minutes. I am going to go to a commercial break, though, and when we're back, we'll talk a little bit more about these maps, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching. Hey everybody, welcome back. So we are going to be getting into the vetoes soon. We're still waiting on Leenox, who's currently in a game. It's totally fine, though. He probably didn't expect that series to end when it did. And these guys are totally like allowed to go play ladder and stuff. We don't want to hold them up for too long. But as I said before, Solar and Kelazur will be going down on Crank's stream, so I would highly recommend checking it out just so you can get an idea for what the TvZ matchup's going to look like. It is worth noting that we will see both of the semifinals played out and the finals, so we only split games up in the round of 8 for the sake of time saving.
Yeah. I don't know why my cat's sleeping on the floor. I mean, just like...
Why is he sleeping on the floor?
I don't know. That's what I said.
Oh.
I don't know why he is.
So I did promise that we'd talk a little bit about maps once we got back from the break, and I wanted to explain a couple of things really quick. First off, we had no say in the maps that were picked for this tournament. I really wish we did, because it would have saved us a lot of stress over the last 5 hours. I'm not going to name names, but somebody really dropped the fucking ball today. Now, that being said and that aside, because we don't get to choose the maps, we have no influence on which ones get used. So the 8 maps we were provided for today's tournament pool are not all of the maps in this map contest for Team Liquid. There's actually, I think, 7 other ones that we haven't given access to, and those ones will be used as the primary for the Foreigner tournament, which will be happening on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So again, you'll see more games like this on new maps. We might even use a couple of the ones here, but I do want you guys, like the fans who are watching, to take note of which maps you are enjoying the most, because the grand finals of this tournament isn't a classic finals. Like, the winners of the semifinals don't actually go through to the finals. You guys will vote on your top 2 favorite players, as well as your 10 favorite maps, and we'll have a 10 map show match, I guess you could say, or a 10 map showdown, where each map victory is going to be worth $100 on top of the prize pool that they already won, depending where they placed. So for example, let's say you absolutely loved watching TY play, but he lost and he only got $50 here. You could totally vote him back in for the finals, where he could possibly win $1,000 over there, which is, again, not likely that you'll win all 10 maps, but possible, of course.
TY again. That'd just be dandy. Oh, there he is.
Leenox?
No.
Oh.
Paulo.
Oh. What's up, kitty cat?
I could see the confusion.
I'm wondering if we can while we wait on Leenox, any chance Cloudy could translate for time or something? Maybe do a pseudo interview. All right, so I'm trying to talk to Norga about setting this up.
Hello. Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Leenox.
I'll add you to the call. Leenox, what?
Leenox still is in the game.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually get a call going here with No Regret, and he's going to get time on to talk about his victory, and maybe we can try and ask him a couple of questions about the maps. But it is worth noting, Cloudy's English is way better than Time's. Time does actually speak English, but it's gonna be a little bit basic for this conversation. So. We'll see if this messes things up. It will undoubtedly mess things up. Let's just make a new scene for this. So we add Skyperino. What's up, No Regret? What's up?
No, 1 sec. 1 sec, guys.
All right. I'm fiddling and diddling with cameras, so don't worry.
Does it auto mix it?
Don't diddle the cameras. Is that what you said? Oopsies.
Ready?
Hey, what's up, baby?
Okay. Here, 1 sec. I can't hear what they say, but...
Okay, I can't hear.
Okay.
But you can't hear us? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear. Hello?
Hey, can you do camera or no?
Camera?
Camera.
Maybe no.
Maybe no?
camera.
Okay, we'll just keep...
Oh,
Oh,
My
there
hair's
we go.
really bad.
Yes.
Hi guys! Hello!
Hello.
Time! How happy are you right now? You just beat TY.
Yeah. just lucky, but I'm very happy now. Yeah, I'm very happy. I think just lucky.
You think just like... Well, okay, let me ask you. I know it's TvT, so a bit different, but what do you think of maps so far?
Maps? I never played this maps, but I think it's funny.
Funny?
Yeah, it's funny.
Okay, you only played 4 maps. Was there one
Yeah.
you really liked or one you really hated?
What I feel my favorite map is maybe iOS TY second map, but I forget name.
Second map?
Yeah, second map, but I forget name.
Acolyte. Acolyte.
Oh yeah, I collect.
That had
my
the in base one. You like that?
Yeah.
You think a good map? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Your teammate Cloudy lost, sadly.
Yeah, he lost this.
He beat one game. Stats one game.
Yeah, one game.
Did he say anything about maps at all or no?
No.
No.
Just practice.
Yeah, just practice.
Okay. Well, it's good seeing you win. I hear so many good things about you, but every time you play in like Olima League or BTSL, we see you lose really quick. So this is a big win.
yeah, big win. I think it's just lucky.
You think just like okay. Well, let me ask you.
Yeah.
You've been in the Base Trade house now for like a month, right? In Korea?
Yeah.
Do you feel being in Korea has helped you practice better?
Yeah, very good.
Very good.
Major always teach me.
Major.
He's a good teacher. Yeah, he's a good teacher.
Except for when he's sick, right?
Yeah.
I hear a lot of people in the house are sick right now. Is Major still the only one recovering, or are you guys still sick too, or?
You understand?
Yeah. One minute.
Like sick?
Major sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I heard
So
I heard you were sick too. Are you feeling better?
No, I'm not sick.
Before.
Oh, before I'm sick. Just I think I'm not good at Korea food. It's not good for me.
He doesn't like spicy food.
Yeah.
I don't like spicy food
Oh,
either.
that's
You and me, we would be good friends. I don't like
Yeah,
spicy.
Yeah. I really don't like spicy food. I can't eat.
Nice
Well-
hair. I didn't expect this. I'm sorry.
You reading chat, Jay?
My hair is very good.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah.
They always eat spicy food.
Well, I'm really sad we couldn't have everybody over at the house. I think it would have been a lot of fun to get everybody together for more talks like this. But Time, I gotta say, good job, man. I hope we'll see you do well in the semifinals. And
Okay.
if you can, like, try to remember what maps you like and what maps you don't like. That way we can tell the map makers this is bad, this is good.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for the talk, guys. I'll poke you later, and we'll see you guys for the semifinals.
Okay.
Good luck.
Goodbye.
See you in a bit.
See you.
Get out of here, Jake. Now you're just wasting camera space. Jesus.
God.
I have to get you to call me back. It's got. But okay, that was a quick little, I guess, talk with Time. Kind of glad to get him. I mean, there wasn't, in fairness, a lot to talk about because we haven't played that many maps out. Let me get some of your back. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, so there wasn't that many maps played yet. There wasn't a lot to talk about. But I'm glad to see that he was like, you could see that he was very happy about beating TY.
His English is also really good. Like, I
Yeah.
can't imagine Cloudy has much better English.
Well, so when I talked to them about the house, so here's some backstory, I guess, guys. When we were trying to figure out who we would invite to the house and who wanted to go to the house, we had to talk to them. And Time actually had a really hard time talking to me. So I just assumed his English wasn't as good, but that was surprisingly good
He
English.
was just nervous. He was like, "Oh my god, it's Riskin."
It's that guy from BaseTradeTV. Yeah, maybe. That could actually be a very legitimate thing. I don't know, but glad to know we could have a conversation with him. And I'm hoping to talk to him more. Like, win or lose the semifinals, I want to get some feedback from him about the maps. We can convey to the map makers. and all that. But at the moment, again, we are kind of stuck waiting for Lenok. He's been in a game for quite a bit of time. Hopefully it won't take too much longer. It is worth noting, though, that No Regrets is filling in for Major. It was originally going to be Major versus Lenok. I'm very sad that Major can't participate today, but as you guys heard in that interview, there's been a bit of a bug going around the house, and some of them got sick at different times, and unfortunately Major is, like, stuck in bed levels of sick right now. And apparently it all stemmed from some bad food. I don't know. Not that they got in the house. They went out to, like, a restaurant. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's like advanced pink eye, for all I know. I don't know what's wrong with them.
Pink eye from food? That's super gross.
Well, I mean, you know how you get pink eye, right?
Yeah, that's why I said it's super gross.
Oh, okay, yeah. Anyways, I hope to see more of the maps. I'm really glad that we got 3 ones on both sides. That means Crankstream did have 4 maps played on it. While we didn't get to see those games, you guys can always check out the VODs. And of course, I've asked Crank to hold on to all the replays and send them my way so we can hand those replays out and give people some extra chance to look at the maps and see them played. But, Lena.
Yeah, Lenok's taking forever, man.
Yeah, he must be in like a versus mech game or something. Jeez.
Ah.
Oh, he wasn't even on busy. I whispered him and he responded immediately. We didn't have to wait this whole time.
Oh.
Okay. Lenok will be coming in a moment, guys. We're going to go to a commercial break in the meantime. Vito's will get started here ASAP. It's going to be...
They're done.
Oh, are they done already?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're still going to go to commercial break. We'll get this out of the way. We'll be back in 2 minutes with Lenok versus No Regret. We'll see you guys soon.